What's up, boobers? Welcome to BDO Weekly for Thursday, June 9th. We're a day late because I was out all day yesterday, but quite a bit has happened in BDO this week, so let's go over it, starting with Korea. I haven't mentioned much about it recently, but if you're unfamiliar, Korea, the home of BDO, does about a change every week to the game, at least one. Now, a bit ago, Sork saw heavy nerfs a few weeks back, and more recently, Ranger's shotgun damage was nerfed, but the big changes came this week. Now, a few weeks back, we mentioned that characters' HP and MP and WP were raised randomly upon a character's level up, so that no two characters had the same base stats. But this has been reverted, and characters of each class now all have static stats instead. Another huge quality of life change with the patch in Korea was the addition of being able to automatically gather river water, which is godsend if you've ever tried to level alchemy. No official time on when we can expect these changes to hit NA and EU versions, but hopefully soon. And in addition, their Kazarka weapons also now deal more damage than ours, and that'll probably change soon as well. So if you haven't been going for a Kazarka because it's kind of like a Laverto, soon it won't be kind of like a Laverto. Now, we won't get hit by the balance changes for Sork and all the other classes likely until we get Awakening, so don't worry about that yet. On our side, however, the patch notes extended the RUM event again, and we've got some pretty big ban waves being sent out while the launcher is letting us download the first half of the Valencia patch. Being that it seems like they've dealt a fairly heavy blow to the hackers and exploiters, and that was holding them back from releasing Valencia, I think this means we can expect Valencia to come out next week or the week after, or just soonish. So the hype train is back on the menu, boys. To further the hype, CM Titties released a basic introduction guide to Node Wars and how they will function on the forums. You can check that out yourself if you aren't familiar with how it works. I'll put a link in the description. After a week now of the new PvP balance and XP loss changes, I can say that the XP loss removal from PKing is it's very Care Bear friendly and helps new players to catch up without the threat of them losing XP, and this is good. So in that sense, the change wasn't bad. But there have been numerous counts of people abusing it, from hiding naked in groups of mobs, to intentionally punish flagged players, to intentionally following groups around and stealing their mobs to grief, and stuff like that. Yeah, a few people have suggested a respawn timer on deaths instead of the XP loss. For example, first death is instant respawn, second death is 1 minute, third death 5 minutes, maybe the fourth death is 10 minutes, so on. So that way the player doesn't lose XP, but if they continue to try and grief other players, they can be punished by a growing respawn timer. And this same mechanic would be very effective against Zerg guilds in large-scale PvP, but I'm sure it'd be exploitable in its own way, so it's just a suggestion. We also had a Q&A session this week between the NAEU project manager and Private Wiggles, a streamer. Some highlights of the Q&A was the investment in nodes does increase drop rates of items like Marco Shadows or Ogre Rings. This was confirmed, but investing in worker nodes in towns does nothing. And we also got news that the Night Vendor will be coming to our version, but not until after Valencia is released. You can watch the full interview yourself, link in the description, or if you're short on time, the Reddit user Villain Tremirth transcribed and shortened the interview, link to that as well in the description. For Screenshot of the Week, I got some more cool submissions from you guys, but going back to just picking the best 3, first, here's Florani of Cruxus' screenshot. I call it Spooky Night Pose. Next is Not You from Jordine in the Triple Birdie Man picture. And lastly, the Nearly Extinct class, submitted by Lone Wolf. For some extras, these 2 screenshots are submitted by My Nightmares, aka Zombie from Eden and Lucas from Croxus. Thanks again for the submissions, guys. Keep sending them to domoran@mail.com with your character name and server, and let me know what you guys think about the hacker bans. Do you guys feel it is too little too late? Has the damage to BDO's reputation and economy already been done by hackers and exploiters, or do you think this is the start of a new beginning? Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, I am booping out. Boop.